Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Thank you for joining. I don't normally go live, so this is quite nerve-wracking and quite exciting. I want to start going live more because I like the idea of building a community and like chatting to you guys in real time. It's just not something I'm very used to, so I thought I'd just push myself out there and just give it a go today. So let me know if you like it. Let me know if I'm doing a good job and you want to see more lives in the future. Give me a like or comment, let me know. And I'll definitely do that. I need to know whether I'd be wasting my time or not. So, yeah, let me know. Right. So, today is an exciting day. In just a few hours' time, we have Tesla's Q3 earnings coming out, and that will be shortly followed by the Q&A session from the management team. So, I want to just touch on that today, sort of provide some thoughts going into that, just some general ideas, some context. And we'll just talk about it. And then at the end, if you guys have got any comments or questions, pop them in the chat and we'll take a look. So I think the first thing to say is that this live won't be me sharing any predictions or estimations for the earnings. I haven't done that this time round. I'm going to do it next time, I think, because it will be quite, a good exercise for me to do. But either way, I'm excited. I'm interested to see, obviously, the numbers and stuff. But even more importantly than, the EPS, the revenue, the margins, I want to know the commentary and the guidance. I want to know the forward on look that they're going to comment on, hopefully. But of course, Tesla is a very volatile stock. We know this. We know it time and time again that Tesla stock is moved very, very easily by a number of different things, whether that be earnings, deliveries, media going crazy and saying something about Tesla, or even Elon sitting on the toilet and posting on X. Like honestly, it does move quite quickly and it's a very volatile stock. So I don't expect, post earnings for the stock to be any different than that. Short term, it could be very painful, but long term still looks really good. So let's just see what the stock price has been doing today so far. I'll just refresh this and make sure it's up to date. Okay, so so far today, yeah, it's gone down 4.21%, kind of expected, leading up to earnings, people anticipating the earnings, maybe thinking that the stock's not going to do well, they're taking their profit, whatever. So we're seeing a little bit of a dip. But if we extend this out to the last month, excluding today, because obviously that's fallen, or even the 6 months, what we've seen is the stock has actually been relatively stable. And that's quite surprising because obviously at beginning of this month, we had the delivery numbers come out. And those delivery numbers missed expectations. Wall Street didn't like that. And, after that, we saw articles come out and everything as expected, but actually the stock price didn't move too much. I was expecting it to move a lot more than this. I mean, it has gone up and down, of course, like we can see that, but overall, it's pretty much just traded sideways. It's not done anything too crazy. Talking about the volatility, right? I'm not too worried. I think that with everything that we already know that's gone on, we can kind of bring that in and we kind of know what to expect to some degree with the earnings. We are not going to be seeing the best earnings that we've ever seen, and we know why. And that's okay. I don't mind the short-term volatility. What I will say is have a plan going into it. Have a plan so you can strategically think about what you're going to do and you don't let emotions rule your decisions, based on earnings. If people are selling, you might then want to sell. You might be panicked. You might want to buy loads and you didn't actually plan to. So have a plan. My plan going into this is just to continue to dollar cost average. I already let my Patreons know every single time I buy or sell any position. So if you want to come and join the Patreon and chat to a great community of people, motivating everyone every single day, talking about Tesla, all different stocks, all different investments, I'll leave a link in the description below. No pressure, but it's there if you want it. But anyway, so I continue to dollar cost average. If Tesla stock goes up after earnings, if it goes down after earnings, and if it goes sideways. Having said that, I also have cash on the side. So if we see, the earnings coming out and they're not that great, they've missed whatever, and that isn't paired with some optimistic forward commentary and guidance about the future, then the stock price could go down. If it hits that sort of 210 range, I do plan to lump sum invest some more money over the next coming few days. Not to say that's going to happen. We don't know. It's volatile. We can't predict it. That's why you must have a plan going into it. But either way, I'm very much going to be continuing to dollar cost average over the next however many years because I want to build up my position in this stock. So let's just backtrack a little bit and try and give some context about what's been happening in the quarter that we're about to see earnings for. So let's start with the price cuts. Before that, actually, I'm going to go back a little bit. Before that, we had the delivery numbers, didn't we, at the beginning of this month, and they weren't all that great. But what I think happened is retail investors didn't really freak out. We didn't really panic because we knew they were coming. We were literally told ahead of time that we can very much expect lower delivery numbers in Q3 because there were planned factory upgrades. We knew this. We were okay with this. You know, Tesla were basically taken a knock short term in order to benefit their future. And I'm okay with that. I would very much rather them do this now and have the benefits of being an investor with those factory upgrades in the future. And they were getting ready to produce new vehicles. So it is what it is. I guess the point here is that short term may be painful, but long term, I'm still very convicted, very bullish on Tesla. I think that there are a number of really strong, high growth potential catalysts aligned for this company. You know, we have Cybertruck. We have the Model 3 refresh vehicle. We have a potential more affordable vehicle, hatchback one in the future. We have FSD, which will then hopefully lead on to a robo-taxi fleet. Then in the future, we have Optimus, and we also have the energy sector. We have Dojo. So the point is, lots of things are aligned. Now, right now, we don't know that any of them are definitely going to happen 1,000,000%. We can be quite confident, especially with the likes of FSD, and of course, Cybertruck's kind of a given at this point. But what happens with the stock is that Wall Street doesn't really take these into account until they've actually got the numbers. So it seems like at the moment, the momentum is building for all of these things. They're all sort of accumulating. And I think what's going to happen at some point, and it won't just be like overnight, at some point, we're going to see like an inflection point. And like I said, it won't just be instant. But where these things are actually in reality, they're actually happening and Wall Street are able to put numbers to them. And at that point, we could see the stock go mad. I don't want to seem like a hype person here, but my point is the stock price may then reflect that. But in the meantime, obviously, we don't know that. But the point is short-term pain, long-term gain. Anyway, let's go back to price cuts. Just to give you some context. We have seen time and time again that Tesla have been cutting their prices on their vehicles. It just seems like it's been constant. Price cut after price cut after price cut. And I think you know, there's sort of three main camps that you can fit into with this one. You're either in camp one, where you hate Tesla and you know the price cuts are just another way of saying Tesla's bad and this is why. But those people hate Tesla, whatever. So we can kind of exclude them. The second camp of people are the people that are really bullish on Tesla, but they've kind of had enough of the price cuts. They're kind of the opinion now that, you know, price cuts, okay, we've done them, but they may have a knock-on effect to the consumer in the sense that if you continue to cut prices time and time again, a consumer may think that actually there's no urgency to buy a Tesla vehicle, because they may just cut them again in the future. So why not wait and see if you can get it for a lower price? Completely removes that urgency. And then obviously the sale volumes may go down because of that. I do understand that. But then there's the other camp, which I think I'm more in, though, like I said, I do understand both, but I think I'm more in the camp where we understand that, you know, price cuts aren't good for margins. They're not great for investors. If they continue to happen, then I would be concerned. But we understand the explanation and the reason why these are happening, right? We understand that they're not just happening for the sake of fighting against demand as such. They're happening for a big reason. Two main reasons, actually. And the second one has like two coming off of it, I guess. So let me explain. The first reason that I understand as why Tesla are, continuing to cut prices is because of the macroeconomic situation. Now, it's not been great. It's been far from favorable. We've had interest rates rising, which have caused car loans to be very expensive. And people can't afford these high ticketed items, these really expensive items. They can't afford them. So it's kind of like a strategic play by Tesla to actually bring the prices down in order to allow people to still buy their products, still buy their vehicles in economic downfall. I think it's quite a strong move, honestly, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. And then we've got the second reason. And this reason is very, very zoomed out. So this is general Tesla mission is to move and accelerate the transition to sustainable energy and to accelerate the transition to sustainable transportation as well. Ultimately, they want as many people driving EVs as they can possibly get. Obviously, they want people driving Teslas, like it's literally a business at the end of the day. But I wouldn't say that they are really selfish, if you will, because they do supply a lot of support to other companies in regards of letting them use their supercharging network, and they do licensing FSD eventually, whatever. But ultimately, they want as many people driving EVs as they can possibly get. How do you do that? Well, you make it so that most people can afford an EV. Bring the prices down, push the volume up. Volume is the game here. And then we've got a branch off of that, and that is their mission, but their shorter term mission. I'm talking about the next big thing that Tesla are trying to achieve, and that is autonomous driving, FSD, full self-driving. It's the thing that, and that will eventually lead on to the robotaxi fleet. And it's that is making ARK Invest's share predictions really, really high, because they're considering what that's going to do to the transportation industry. It's going to completely change it. Understandable. And how do you solve FSD? And actually, I think we're on the brink of doing that right now. But essentially, what you do to solve FSD is you need to train the neural nets. How do you do that? Well, you have as many cars as possible out on the roads collecting data. And that's what Tesla's got. They've got the data advantage. They've got lots and lots of vehicles out there continually collecting the data, drivers notifying the car when they've had to step in. That all gets fed back with the cameras, fed back, iterated, and time again. And that trains the FSD. It trains the neural nets. So Tesla want as many cars as possible doing that, because if they have data plus the compute power, which is really important, and that's where Dojo comes in, and I'm not really going to go into that in this video, but compute power is important. The data advantage and data is important. You marry those up and you are able to accelerate getting FSD fast, solved fast, and getting it as best as it can possibly be. So again, bringing the prices down helps push volume, and that's exactly what they can do. So it seems like with these price cuts, there is a reason there. It makes sense. They want to, it's a volume game. Like I was saying, it's a complete volume game. They want as many people being able to afford these as they possibly can. And it seems like now, and we'll look at the price, it's on the screen, but we'll look at the price in a minute. For a long time, I would have argued that Tesla vehicles were sort of premium range. They were quite expensive for the average person. But now, after all these price cuts, they are way more affordable. So instead of them going after the premium range, I think they are very much going after the mass market now. And that is, I think, the next step. And that will, come with the affordable hatchback that hopefully we'll see in the near distant future. Anyway, here I am on the American Tesla website looking at a Model Y. So you can see we've got purchase price and probable savings. Purchase price is obviously, as it says, the price to buy one of these vehicles. And probable savings is that price minus the US federal tax credits that you US guys get off the government, and gas savings. So when you take both of those things into account, the Model Y rear wheel drive comes out at just under $33,000. Now, that is obviously a big decrease, and I'm going to say that that is affordable if you compare it to performance, like to a different company's car with the same performance. I said performance so many times there. It's affordable. I'm saying it's affordable, but I can't afford to buy one of these right now. I wish I could. Hopefully one day I'll be able to. Like, I'm not really a materialistic person, but God, I would love to own a Tesla. Maybe a Model Y or a Model 3 revamp vehicle would be very nice. And if I ever do, I'm going to vlog it because that would be super fun. I talk about Tesla a lot. It'd be cool to see me go and pick one up. Anyway, going off on a bit of a tangent here. The point is that after all these price cuts, is becoming more affordable. So now they are offering one of the best, if not the best, and you can make your own decision here, EVs out there for a very, very low price. It's very, very competitive. And again, this helps them push volumes up. And when FSD is fully solved and this is rolled out in all their vehicles, it's going to be even more attractive. And then when you factor in the gas savings that you're getting from any EV, Tesla or, any different EVs, it gets really interesting because gas right now, with everything that's going on, is going up. And it's getting really, really expensive not to have an electric car. And then we've got obviously the governmental pressures, got the pressures from the governments in all different countries pushing the transition of electric vehicles as well. The UK actually pushed this back. So I think it's 2020, I can't remember, but basically it's a lot later than it originally was. I'm just going to have a drink here. I'm not used to lives. My mouth is getting all dry. Where were we? Yeah, so price cuts. You're essentially getting a really good vehicle for a very affordable price, is my point. Now, price cuts aren't great in terms of margins, and they're just not good for the investor. However, it does go hand in hand with getting volumes up. And also we've got to think as well, the demand for EVs has been increasing. And Tesla ultimately have a goal to reach, 20 million vehicles by 2030. 30? Yeah. That is bold and that is very ambitious. But I think they could definitely do it. And even if they come close, it will be pretty incredible. But I think they can do it because if you think about it, we'll have new gigafactories opening. We'll have upgrades in the current factory utilization. We will have new product lines. We'll have Cybertruck. We'll have a Model 3 revamp and anything else that they decide to do. So with all that taken into account, it is possible, in my opinion, that they do get there. But focusing more on the short term, this year, 2023, they have the goal of getting to 1.8 million. Now, this is possible, but given that deliveries were slightly lower in Q3, they do have some making up to do in this quarter. So it is possible. We'll see what happens because of those planned factory upgrades. I think Q4 is going to be extremely, extremely bullish. I'm extremely bullish for Q4, and I think a lot of investors are. There's lots happening in Q4, and we've got the factories back up and running. We've got maybe some more price cuts, probably hope not, but potentially. And we've got that Model 3 revamp vehicle as well. So definitely could happen, but we'll have to wait and see really on that one. So yeah, tomorrow, God, no, not tomorrow. In a few hours, we will get the earnings. I'm not too concerned about the numbers exactly. I'm going to look at them. Obviously, it gives a great insight into the business. It's important to see what's going on, but kind of anticipating that it's not going to be the best for Tesla. I'm more interested in the commentary that we get. I don't know what they're going to say. We never really know with Elon. But they could say that there's going to be no more price cuts. They could say that the margins have bottomed and we're only going up from here. Anything like that, or if they give more insight into the Cybertruck, FSD, batteries, whatever it may be, if it's an optimistic message looking forward, then the stock price could be really, really good. And then if they miss the numbers and they don't give anything optimistic, we may have a very different picture. Anyway, There's no predicting it. Have a plan, like I said. Something that I'm interested in is I'm going to be paying attention to the margins and stuff, but the particular area that I'm very interested in is the energy sector, the energy generation and storage profits. I'm going to be taking a close eye to that one because obviously right now, Tesla's automotive sector is the largest. It's the largest source of revenue and profit. And at the moment, energy storage is just a very small portion of Tesla. But I do think that over time, we're going to see the automotive business come down and we're going to see the energy business go up. And it is growing really, really well. So following Q2, the margins looked good. And ideally, we want to see those margins continue to be healthy, but even grow and improve if we can. Then looking forward from that, we'll hopefully get some information about the Cybertruck. I think that's what's on everyone's mind. Everyone wants to know, when are these Cybertrucks happening? Please tell us, Elon, at the call. Maybe he won't. It's really, really hard to predict what he's going to do, isn't it? So hopefully we'll start to see that. And yeah, then we have the Model 3, which we'll jump over into in a minute. That's just come out in the UK, which is super exciting. It's one of the most upvoted questions, which again, we'll get onto in just a second. So there are a lot of things that we want to hear on the call. I am, like I said, more interested in the energy sector and then any questions that are answered. So let's now take a look at here we go. So the Q&A. So basically what happens is shareholders can ask Tesla questions and then those questions get upvoted. So the more votes they got, the highest chance they have of being answered, or at least being asked. They may not be answered, but fingers crossed. And these come from a mixture of retail investors and institutional investors as well. So the most upvoted question is, how many Cybertruck deliveries do you anticipate for 2024? Like I said, every single person wants to know what is happening about the Cybertruck. People are really bullish on this. And I think that it's been a long awaited, hasn't it? Now, you either love this vehicle or you absolutely don't like it. I actually posted a picture of myself in a Cybertruck on X. When I say I was driving or in a Cybertruck, what I mean is I cropped my head out and I stuck it on, but we'll move past that. We want to know when they're coming. And I think that with the Cybertruck, we haven't had much information. We don't know the pricing. We don't know the specifications. We don't know exactly when. We don't even know when the delivery event is going to happen. We thought it was going to happen in September. It's been pushed. We still don't have a date for that. We're nearly in mid-October now. We're in mid-October. It's got to be coming soon, surely. And that's something that we're going to want to know on this call. There does seem to be a lot of demand for the Cybertruck. We had the, what was it? The tracker, like the crowdsourced tracker that was basically showing between 1.5 and 2 million reservations. Obviously, that could be inaccurate. It's not an official source of information, and maybe some of those people don't actually convert to buy the Cybertruck once they know specification, pricing, all of this stuff. But still, the point is it's going to be in pretty high demand. Right now, Tesla don't have anything in this segment. They are entering a new market segment in terms of a pickup truck. And there's already some of the best selling, it's a big market, especially in the US. You US people, you love a pickup truck. They're not so popular here in the UK, but they definitely are over there. And the Cybertruck is going to completely shake things up. It's going to compete with the F-150 and many, many other popular vehicles indeed. So it could do really, really well. That's what people are anticipating. This is the time that Tesla is opening themselves up to a new segment of the market. And that's really, really exciting. But of course, we know that it takes time. Coming back to the question, it takes time to ramp up production of a new vehicle. Of course it does, even with an efficient company like Tesla. And with deliveries expected to start at the end of this year, hopefully we get more information, it might not actually be till like the later half of 2024 that these Cybertruck deliveries start actually making a meaningful impact to the total sale volume. So, we're going to have to wait and see, but hopefully that will definitely be answered. Then we've got, can you provide a progress update on the 4680 cell, particularly towards performance improvements and cost savings? I would love this question to be answered. 4680 cell is going to be the cell that's used in the Cybertrucks and new models moving forward. Way more efficient, cheaper, longer range. It's going to be great. I hope we get more information on that. If you're not familiar, by the way, the 4680 comes from the fact that the battery cell itself is 46 millimeters in width. God, I'm so smart. And 80 millimeters in length. So that's where that comes from, if you're interested. When do you expect the Model 3 Highland to be available in the US? I want to know this. I'm very surprised, even to this day, that they didn't launch this in the US first. There was a reason, obviously, but yeah, I'm still surprised. Then we've got some questions about gigafactories. That would be very interesting. Some questions about FSD, the robotaxi fleet, Optimus, like all of these. I would love to hear them speak about Optimus in more detail. And we've got this interesting question. Mercedes is accepting legal liability for its level 3 autonomous driving system. Is Tesla planning to? That is interesting because I think they will when FSD gets to the point where it's completely autonomous and it's completely safe and they've seen the evidence. And I think they'll take legal liability plus ramping up their insurance product at the same time. So we're just going to have to see. And then this is interesting about FSD. It's getting better, but why is the price dropping? I think this is two reasons. One, it's really hard to price an item that is in trial. Like this is being tested, so it's not like fully ready to go. How do you price that when you're actually asking customers to do you a favor, I guess? Secondly, again, they want to train FSD, so they need to make it affordable in order to get that data. Simple as that. But let's now just quickly look at one piece of news, and then we're going to jump over to any questions, if anyone's even listening. I don't know. I'll have a look in a second. So Model 3 revamp vehicle. I saw a post on X from, we've got some videos happening. There you go. Entertain yourself with a video whilst I talk. I saw a post on X saying that Model 3 is now arrived in the UK and in Ireland. So that's super exciting. We see here, arrives in Britain in January with an improved range in excess of 400 miles. How much will it cost? Blah, blah, blah. I think this vehicle is going to sell really well, but we'll have to wait, obviously, and see the numbers in the future. This piece of news. This is the last one, and then we're going to look at questions. BMW Group, which is the parent group, and then we have the BMW range, the Mini, and the Rolls-Royce EVs falling under that. They are switching to Tesla's North American charging standard port from 2025 onwards. Honestly, at this point, I don't know who we've really got left. We've got Toyota, right? We've got Lexus, don't know who else, but not many at all. And this is going to give them access to Tesla's supercharger network. And I think in the future, we're really going to see how Tesla plan to make revenue and profit off that. So those are my thoughts. I don't think I've got anything else to say really, apart from the fact that, go into this with a clear mind, be strategic, have a plan. More importantly for me is just the commentary that goes alongside. So let's see if anyone has any questions. I don't even know if anyone's watching. I really hope so. Otherwise, imagine if I didn't even go live. Oh, we got some people. So I'm just going to have a look. Let me know whilst I'm having a look for any questions or anything that we want to speak about. Let me know. Do you think that Tesla stock, and this is just predictions, it doesn't matter, but do you think the stock is going to drop tomorrow? Or do you think it's going to go up? And what are your predictions in general? Like, what are you hoping to find out? Are you hoping to find out about the Cybertruck, or are you more bullish on something else? Got some predictions here. Go back to 200. If this happens, I will be buying for sure. AEMJ, welcome. Welcome from AEMJ is a member on the Patreon Discord. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Lots of people are very, I guess, if you're a long-term investor and you're in your accumulation growth stage, like you don't want the stock to do badly, but you would like to buy more shares for the same price. And then we've got some people thinking towards the future. I'm still getting used to doing these lives, so forgive me if I'm a little bit all over the place. I really like them though. I hope you guys like them because I'd like to do them more often. No is the answer. I would like one in the future. Maybe one day. I'll tell you what, guys. Let's help me get a Tesla. Give this video a like. That might help me get a little bit closer. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. But also makes a good point that at the moment this is exactly the case. What are we going to see for the future, though? I'm just looking for any questions. So if you've got a question, let me know. There's lots of comments. I can't share them all, unfortunately, but if you've got any questions, definitely make it known. There's a lot of great comments going on here. I love the fact that you're all talking. This is so cool. Guys, let Mike know in the chat what your predictions are. Mike, let me know what your predictions are as well. Yes, John. Do what John says, everyone. And Kirk, you always support my channel. I really appreciate you. I always see your comments. Okay, I don't see any. I've got a question here. Do you think he will announce Q4 release date for the Cybertruck? I want to say yes, Matthew. I want to say yes because everyone's anticipating this. Everyone wants this information literally more than anything at this point. But I just think with Elon, we just don't know. Do you know what? He might spend like half of the time speaking about something that's happening in 2030. Like we literally don't know with him. He might not even go. He said before that he doesn't want to go to earnings. I think he'll be there though. So I don't know. I'm hoping so. I think us retail investors are kind of owed some information about the Cybertruck now. It's got too far. I definitely want to at least know when the delivery event is. Someone said my screen went blank. I hope that is I hope that's not the case anymore. I don't think it should have gone blank. Question here. Are you joining Amit and Carlos for the live Tesla earnings? I'm not, but they will do fantastic. Hopefully I can go back on Amit's channel soon about Palantir. That was super, super fun. We're getting a lot of questions here now, just as I was about to wrap up. I'm going to do a couple more and then any more, just leave them in the comments. I go back to all my comments. So this is Mike's prediction. Here, what price would I be buying more Tesla stock? At what price would buying more Tesla stock be interesting for you? I'm guessing you're asking when I would be buying. So I said earlier on in the video that basically my approach right now is to accumulate as many shares as I possibly can because I'm in that growth accumulation stage. So I'll be dollar cost averaging in whatever happens, if it goes up, if it goes sideways, if it goes down. If it goes down substantially tomorrow and the next few days, I am going to be lump sum investing some more money, some more of my cash that I've got on the side. Not a Tesla question, Spencer, but I obviously love Palantir. Can you guys hear the rain? It's pouring. Not very nice in the UK right now. Do I think Palantir will go back into the 20s? Yes. When that happens, I don't know. If earnings are very good, I think that will be a massive, massive stock catalyst. Got some more predictions here. Some information that the market's going down. Right. I am going to start wrapping it up. Now, I did see AMJ, I will absolutely do that. You're on the Discord, so I'll send you some information about the 4680 battery cells on the Discord because I need to wrap up now. My stomach's going crazy. I'm ready for my tea. Look, guys, if you liked this live stream, let me know, please, and I'll do more if it's of interest to you. Let me know in the comments, whatever. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another video to talk about what happens in the earnings, just to sum it all up, give you guys some, commentary on it. Yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone's support on my channel. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.